What are the holidays without delicious food? Well, I'm super excited to bring you our next guest who has more than 1 million followers on Instagram, and I'm one of them. She's known as Justine Snacks on social media. Justine Doiron is known for her innovative yet approachable recipes, and she's now out with her debut cookbook, Justine Cooks, and she joins me now. Welcome to New Day. I'm so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm a big fan.
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me, and I'm so excited to cook apple recipes with you, or holiday recipes.
It smells delicious. It's a perfect kind of cozy meal.
100%.
Yeah. I made it a meal. It's a whole meal.
I mean, dessert is a whole meal. I mean, come on.
I like that. So tell us exactly what we're going to make.
We're making an apple rye galette with vinegar caramel, which I know as soon as I say vinegar caramel, I really start to freak people out, but it is an apple galette with a really good caramel is how you should think of it.
I trust you.
So we have our filling going.
Okay.
If you don't mind browning a little butter for me while I roll out the crust.
And I do know, since I watch you, that you love a brown butter.
I love a brown butter. I just think once you go brown butter, you don't go back.
Nope.
I mean, you can go back. There's a cookie in the book without a brown butter, but I always prefer a little bit of brown butter.
It elevates your chocolate for sure if you're making a chocolate chip cookie. Are there tips to browning butter?
Well, I think people are afraid to make it go really, really dark, and you're not really going to go too dark unless you see it get black. So I always say just go that extra level. And here, what we're doing is, I think it's pretty good. We can put it in with the apples.
It's done now?
Let's give it 15 more seconds.
Okay.
But
while you're rolling, tell me about the dough itself.
The dough itself is part of the rye. So it uses, I think, 30% rye flour, and then the rest is all-purpose flour. And I think it makes the best pie crust because it gives a little bit of nuttiness, a little bit of interest that balances really nicely with super caramely, super rich, super like cozy apples.
Okay, well, I love a crust, so I'm all in. And I see with the brown butter, you start to get the little bits down there. Don't be afraid of those, right?
No. So what is actually happening when you brown butter is the liquid is separating from the milk solids in butter, and it's actually only the milk solids that are toasting. So everybody's worried. They're like, oh, my brown butter is like flaking. And I'm like, no, that's exactly what you want.
It's supposed to be?
That's what you get. That's where you get that like toasty, marshmallowy flavor.
And I'm seeing this kind of dark caramel on the bottom. So is that?
You're seeing the flecks. So this is like on the lighter side.
Okay. You want me to keep going?
I honestly think the lighter side, we can keep going while I roll.
Okay.
And
tell me.
A tip for rolling, which is why you're seeing me smacking, is that'll just cool the dough. But otherwise, I got to put my muscle into it.
Okay, because you're doing this from a chilled.
I like a chilled dough because as your dough is cold, it is a little harder to work with, but that lets the butter pockets really stay solid, and when those expand in the oven, that gets you a nice little flaky crust. So I always tell people if you can chill your dough for 12 hours, that's much better, but you just need 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. 12 is optimal, or 30 minutes.
Or 30 minutes. This is looking perfect.
Okay.
So that can go in with the apples. And what people are always surprised.
My work is done here.
You did great. Oh, actually, wait. No, I can make you do more if you're game.
Oh, do we need this or do we? Okay.
We're done with the butter. In goes a little bit of brown sugar.
Okay.
And just a pinch of salt because I'm a big fan of salty sweet.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the apples are already, of course, sweet, but the brown butter gives them like a toasty, roasty, kind of like, I keep saying toasted marshmallow, but that's the flavor that it brings.
Right.
And then the brown sugar adds not too much sweetness, but just a touch so the apples have something to work with in the oven.
And does it matter the kind of apple we choose?
Okay, this is my hot tip / opinion. I really think do whatever apple calls to you.
Okay.
I know, like some apples are really tart, but people like that. So some apples are really sweet, like a Honeycrisp or a Cortland. And then there are some apples that, like Pink Lady, which have a flavor profile you wouldn't usually do for the holidays, but if you're a fan and that's the apple you have in your house, go for it. I will say Washington Reds, love you, Washington.
You love,
But
no, not. I get that, I get that. We have a lot of choices, so make a better choice. I get that one. So I have been watching you on Instagram and YouTube. You started in 2020 in a sunny little corner of your apartment in Brooklyn.
Been watching forever.
And I have with the induction stove. And look, here you are cooking. This is one of your videos.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was a good one.
What was your hope as you began in that time that wasn't so great in teaching, and what were you thinking that you could accomplish or help us with?
So I always say my 3 favorite things about my job is 1, making recipes, 2, creating beautiful videos, but 3, connecting with people. Because in a world where we're on our phones and we might not be feeling like we're connecting on our phones, I wanted to show through my food that you can connect. either through stories or the recipes that you're making. That was what was important to me. I wanted people to feel like the recipes that I was sharing made them feel equipped in their kitchen, but also connected in their kitchen.
Well, I felt that way. So I know, you know, based on how big the social media is, you're really resonating with people.
I hope so. That's my favorite part about like writing the book and making recipes, is that when I want people to feel like they're understanding what I'm saying and also getting, resonating with what the recipes are doing.
And they're approachable, not simple. I don't want to say that because they can be complex, but they're approachable, which I like.
That, like, yes, I say they're simple to execute, but complex in flavor and ideas.
Right, I like that. Tell me about the caramel sauce as you keep rolling that out.
I was about to say, the dough is giving me work. No. The dough is giving me a time, but the caramel that we have reduced is you actually take vinegar and reduce it by half, and that actually gives a nice. Do you want to taste?
Yes, I do.
That actually gives a nice. Do we have a little spoon?
That's okay. I'll dip my fork in before I try the galette.
But that gives a nice balance to caramels that are usually so cloyingly sweet.
Ooh.
And this is not just any vinegar, it's apple cider vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
So you're getting that flavor of the apples.
Okay, you first get the hit of the apples, and then you get that sweetness.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait to see how this works.
And then my other hot tip is, you know how you usually egg wash a pie crust to make it golden? I put the caramel on the pie crust.
Around the edges?
Around the edges.
Okay.
So I think one more push and then I'm ready to assemble. Whew. I came here to work.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I take some of these apples?
Okay, yeah. So take the apples. So I've mixed those apples.
Thank you. Do you want to help?
Perfectly. And then, okay, is there a, I'm looking at yours. Oh, there is an actual.
There is a design, but I also love to just, this is a great activity if you have, you know, kids or people that you're like, okay, it's Thanksgiving, I need to give them something.
Oh,
arranging
great
apples
idea.
is great. As that's what I do in whenever I go over to like family gatherings and I'm cooking. If I can outsource some of the tasks, I feel like that makes cooking more fun.
It does.
And also makes everybody, again, feel more connected.
Right, there's a buy-in. Yeah. I made that, or I helped Justine make that.
Exactly. Right. And then, of course, they might take the recipe and do it at their house.
While you're doing that, do you mind if I cut and try?
Absolutely.
I don't want to miss this moment.
Oh my God, of course. And we have some whipped cream there.
So when you've done arranging, you're going to fold over, I know.
Yes. I will get the little edges over. And just
and then you brush the caramel on?
Brush the caramel on the edges. And also, what I like about a galette is it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll very much see my edges are not the most pristine, but it's nice and rustic.
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh, that's a good slice.
I'm doing a slice for you as well. Is that all right? Okay.
No, I'm very hungry. That's the thing about cooking is like the amount of chef snacks I have, where I just like take a little apple here and there. Oh, that's beautiful.
And then you have even leftover caramel if you want to drizzle it.
Well, the leftover caramel goes on top of the apples, so you get double caramel, which is why we make sure it's not so sweet.
And what else can people find in the book while I eat?
So I know we did a dessert-heavy recipe today, but I love vegetables. I love savory. So if you're looking for other holiday recipes, there's like crusted sweet potatoes in the book that I love. There's blackened squash in tomato brown butter that people have been loving on Instagram. So I love the book because it's got desserts, but also a healthy amount of vegetables.
I have to say, sorry you're doing all the work and I'm eating.
No,
you can eat later.
This is this is my dream.
This crust is delicious.
Good.
The rye flour, who'd have thought? And the apples?
It's all about balancing. It's all about mixing together flavors that will just marry well. So like nutty rye flour, really nice caramel.
Oh, thank you for this.
Thank you for having me.
And everybody has the recipe, of course, in the corner. You can get that right there. Thank you so much.
The New Day Northwest Kitchen is brought to you by Safeway.